I don't know, processing my emotions and always being in my head, I don't give myself the time and the space to actually kind of react. Right. So it's important to kind of go towards the problem in a sense, or go towards the argument in a sense in certain cases, right? Because you don't want to create that wall of that emotional distance. Be specific about what you want rather than assuming your partner can read your mind. I'm going to say that one more time. Be specific about what you want rather than assuming your partner can read your mind. Let's get into it, man. All right. So what's good, family? Welcome back to Relationship Wise. I'm your boy, Terall, doing another solo pod today. If you're here for the first time, what it do? Welcome in, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I earn your subscription or you'll follow by the end of the episode. All right. So this week, we're talking about why you should always share your thoughts in a relationship, right? I feel like a lot of times, especially as a guy, we hold our emotions back. We don't always tell the truth because of past traumas, ex-girls, our moms, old homeboys, whatever. So I feel like men and women in relationships should learn to share their emotions. You feel me? So yeah, let's dive in, y'all. Let's jump in. Right? So the first tip, right? The reason why it's best to always share your thoughts and feelings in a relationship is because of miscommunication, right? When we don't open up in relationships, family, right? One of the things we often do is miscommunicate, right? And that creates misunderstanding, right? And without proper understanding, things can't grow, right? When we avoid communication, it causes us to suppress our feelings and leading to resentment, stress, and emotional outbursts later. I mean, I was even looking up that a lot of times when people keep secrets, negative secrets, that is, that it raises our level of stress, anxiety, things like that. So even in a relationship, it's always best to kind of vent to your partner. Learn that how much they can actually hold and what kind of a load they can accept at one time. Because I feel like you shouldn't just unload everything. You feel me? Don't unload the clip all at once. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure that they're able to receive what you're saying and, create a space for yourself in that relationship. Right. So one of the solutions is, we got to foster clear and open dialogue by expressing yourself honestly. Practice asking clarifying questions to ensure understanding, right? Because a lot of times when we bottle our emotions, things can be misunderstood and things like that, right? Ask questions like, hey, babe, when you said this, did you mean X or did you mean Y? Right? Make sure you're always asking those follow-up questions because sometimes when we're talking, we say what we mean and we don't always mean what we say. And you got to learn to actually say what you mean and mean what you say. You feel me? We hear a lot of times we say X and the person hears Y, the letter Y. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. Another thing we got to do is learn to create a safe space, right? Specifically a time and a place to share. A lot of couples don't do this, or a lot of older couples do it, but I think millennial couples need to do this more. Create a time and a place to share for your emotional expression, whether that's writing or journaling, because both of those things can help you process your emotions, right? And set aside a time to talk about your emotions regularly, even when it feels uncomfortable with your partner. So the solution is foster clear and open dialogue by expressing yourself honestly. Practice asking clarifying questions to ensure understanding, right? Like, hey, babe, when you said X, did you mean this? Or, hey, babe, when you said X, did you mean that? Like, ask them clarifying follow-up questions because that's real key, right? Also, you got to create a safe space, right? A time and a place to share, fam, right? So, and also, we could also journal. If you know you're going to have a set time and a place within the next 24 hours, or, oh, hey, we're going to talk in about 2 hours, journal your thoughts. Because when you journal, your thoughts become a lot more clear. It's easy to kind of express yourself when you're actually talking to your partner once you've written it down. So things like that, right? You can also do things like go for checkups weekly, whether that's going for a walk with your partner or, you guys set aside a time and you sit down at the table and actually discuss things and figure out the direction y'all want to go, So the next point of why we should always share our thoughts in a relationship is because of the emotional distance and the unmet needs that potentially happen, right? So a lack of communication creates a wall, right? Preventing deeper emotional intimacy and trust. When you don't express your needs or desires, your partner may not know how to support you, leaving you feeling a sense of unfulfillment or being unfulfilled, right? So one of the things about this is that we have to learn to have pattern recognition with our partner, right? We want to learn to try to interrupt the bad patterns and build on the good patterns. You know what I mean? So for me personally, like I know I'm extremely bad at whenever my wife get angry, I always leave the room. I was reading a book that said, hey, look, you might want to actually go speak to your wife. Like when she's in those moments or whenever you feel some kind of way, go talk to her. Even sometimes, in some cases, it may be better to argue or just have that disagreement there and let the heated moment be heated, if you will, because it actually makes the person feel a sense of being cared for, and you kind of can vent out some of the emotions immediately. Because I'm so used to, I don't know, processing my emotions and always being in my head, I don't give myself the time and the space to actually kind of react, right? So it's important to kind of go towards the problem in a sense, or go towards the argument in a sense in certain cases, right? Because you don't want to create that wall of that emotional distance, right? And knowing what to do it is key, but yeah, for the needs of this, right? Another thing is that we all also want to just know, besides just my pattern, know your partner's patterns. Like, okay, when I know that if I get them to this point, I should go ahead and stop talking. Or if I get them to that point, I know that there needs to be a sit down time, right? So if you know how your partner is going to react to certain information, sit them down, talk to them. You feel me? Just actually build with your partner. Know their habits, know their feelings even before you actually bring something up to them. You know what I'm saying? So one of the solutions, especially about reconnecting after, emotional distance, is rebuilding intimacy through intentional connection and engaging in activities where both of you enjoy, like spending quality time. Like I said, even having small gestures like compliments or affection can help bridge that gap, right? Listen, physical touch, holding hands, things like that, cuddling, what have you, another solution about unmet needs is clearly communicating your needs and desires. Be specific about what you want rather than assuming your partner can read your mind. I'm going to say that one more time. Be specific about what you want rather than assuming your partner can read your mind, right? This is huge for both men and women, right? But for me, I feel like a lot of times we feel like, oh, my partner know what they did to me. True, they know what they did to you, but they don't know how deeply it might have affected you personally. They don't understand why your problem is your problem, why your pet peeve is your pet peeve, right? So let them know exactly what it is. Let them know what they said or what they did irked your soul if it needs to. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what it is, because like I think a lot of times we feel like, oh, they can't really understand my pain. And maybe they may not understand it to the level that you feel it in every case, in every scenario. But let them know that what they did actually hurt, right? Because we want to make sure that our partner knows how we feel. So yeah, right? So the next problem that happens in our relationship once we don't share our thoughts and our feelings is, fear and insecurity kind of creeps in, and we have a tendency to miss our growth opportunity, right? So silence can lead to uncertainty about where the relationship stands. It also fosters anxiety or a lack of confidence in the bond, right? Discussing challenges helps couples grow and strengthens their connection. Silence denies the chance to evolve together, which is real key. I always thought that, when I don't say anything, eventually we'll come back and talk. But me as a guy, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'll be tripping. I'll have the feeling in the moment and I'll probably process and come back to it later. But if I was to literally either write something down or to address it right there in the moment, I feel like personally, this is just me. I feel like I'll get all of the emotions out. I'll be able, even if I wrote it down, just I'll get all of them emotions clearly out. And I feel like that's something that I got to personally work on, because I feel like knowing me, I love me some silent. Oh, you got me, man. Shit, I'm going to the couch like this. Like I'm always the person to just retreat. I don't know if it's I got a little bit of that anxious avoidant attachment style, or excuse me, avoidant attachment style. So yeah, man, it's just my thoughts. All right. So one of the solutions to help increase some level of security and a lack of fear in our relationship is to reassure each other regularly by verbalizing our commitment and our love. Address uncertainties directly and validate each other's feelings. If needed, seek professional guidance to navigate your trust issues. And that's fact. I mean, listen, I'm pro therapy. So if you need to go, go. Ain't no point you not going. Just go ahead and go. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times we're afraid to, and not just therapy, man, counsel. Go talk to somebody who's been in your situation before and understands it. Whether that's an elder, whether that's a person from the church, or a person from, a grandparent, a aunt, a mom, or whatever. Somebody who's been in that situation. Go ahead and talk to them. I mean, as long as they ain't gonna be in your business. You feel me? Sip my water. Yeah, but make sure you go seek counsel, man. The wise seek counsel. I know for me personally, I'm always a person who always feel like I could do everything on my own. And I'm now having to get out of the habit of that in my 30s. Like, don't get so used to doing everything by yourself. Find the counsel. Find people who have been through what you're going through and go handle it. They'll help you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, right. Another part of, or the next part of it, is making sure that we don't have any missed growth experiences from not speaking up and not speaking our truth when we're in a relationship, right? Right. One of the solutions about that is approaching challenges as a team is key, right? Frame conflicts as opportunities. Shout out Jen. What did she say? I don't have, I can't remember right now. I'm gonna have to just drop it in the video. But she had a bar, they're not problems, they're opportunities, I think she said. But yeah, I'm gonna drop it in the video. So approach challenges as a team. Frame conflicts as opportunities to grow together rather than as threats, right? Use tools like active listening and compromise to navigate topics constructively. Extreme key. I feel like a lot of people are afraid or insecure to talk about some of their problems. And because we feel like if I say this, we're gonna end up breaking up. I think even on some level, not me and my wife, but I know when we were dating, I know after every major argument we had personally, I was like, damn, this is gonna be the end of us. This is gonna be the end of us. So instead of looking at it as this is a way for us to grow. So don't look at having a hard conversation as the end all be all to everything. You know what I mean? But look at it as a way to actually get to the next step. A lot of times in our life, we gonna go through a challenge or some level of adversity to test us to see if, one, we really want it, or two, we are as sharp or as good or as capable as we really are. And a lot of times we afraid because we feel like we don't got that capacity. We feel like we don't have the competence or the ability to do something to get past this problem. So it's like, yeah, I'd rather not go up against this thing because I'm afraid of the outcome. You know what I mean? Don't fear the outcome. It's part of your journey, bro. Grow. My bad, y'all. Some more water. Anyway, yeah. So just food for thought. So listen, man. One more time. This is why you should always share your thoughts and feelings when you're in a relationship, right? You want to get rid of communication and bottled emotions, right? Right. You don't want to create any emotional distance, and you want to always make sure that your needs are met. Right. You also want to get rid of fear and insecurity within your relationships, and you grow. Listen, if y'all know anything about me, boy, I love me. Listen, I love me a good self-help book. I love me some level of challenge in my life because it helps me feel like I'm moving towards a specific goal. You know what I mean? It feels like when I grow and I read a book or I try something new and different, it gives me a level of fulfillment, bro. It feel like my spirit. I ain't gonna hold you. Pause. I feel like there's a pause in there somewhere. But yeah, like I just feel like when I'm growing, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing what I was sent here to do. You know what I mean? I feel like we gotta have a spiritual episode soon, but we ain't not yet. I'm talking to the wife and we're gonna figure it out. All right. I want to do a quick dilemma because I seen on Reddit, y'all. All right. So a girl said that she thinks she messed up in her relationship with her boyfriend and they might break up today. So let's read it and let's give us some advice. All right. I, 25-year-old female, feel I have been really insecure lately. My boyfriend, male 25, recently started a new job working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. That boy working. That boy better be breadwinner. Stop playing. Okay, 12 hours a day for 7 days a week? Crazy. Okay. Sex, physical touch, and time together have stopped. This past week, I have been feeling incredibly insecure, anxious, and depressed. I mentioned this to my partner and he gave me a hug and we carried on. She was reaching for a little bit more validation. You know, she wanted probably she probably wanted, you know, skin to skin, you know, she wanted something different. Yeah. All right. Thursday morning, he was getting his wisdom teeth out. And I, in a moment of weakness, bad timing, I know, asked him if he was still physically attracted to me. I disclaimed that I was not trying to attack him. I just needed reassurance for myself. Interesting. Insecurity can be a bitch, ain't it? Anyway, Friday night, he came home from work and was silent to me. He said, we need to talk and that his blood had been boiling about my comment since he came out of his sleepy medicine. He said, I need my hand held in this relationship. Talking to the girl, I guess. And that's not him. This was in no way my intention of showing my insecurities. This morning, he didn't say bye before he went to work. While it may not seem like a big deal, but before, no matter how mad he is at me, he always came in to say bye to me. I'm pretty sure this means I'm going to break up or we're going to break up. Do I text him now and mention or wait for him to come home? How can I save this relationship? Ooh, Lord have mercy. I got tongue twisted just trying to read this. Anyway. So quick recap. All right. They're both 25. He started a new job. He works 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week. She felt like, you know, she was being, what is the word? She felt like she was being insecure, you know, because she's missing spending time with him. She wants some level of reassurance. Thursday, he got his wisdom teeth pulled and she asked him in his droopiness of medicine, you know, do you still find me attractive physically? And da-da-da-da-da. He came home upset the day after and was like, really, sis? Da-da-da-da-da. And the next morning he left without saying goodbye. Isn't the gist of what happened? So see, this is kind of one of the things I was talking about earlier about, you know, yes, it's good that she communicated. Yes, it's good that she brought these things to his attention, but you got to be careful. You know, insecurities are a tricky thing. A lot of times when we're insecure, we're more focused on ourselves and we project that onto our partner, right? Our insecurities really and truly stem from our thoughts about ourselves, not what our partner is doing. We like I was listening to Robert Greene talk about a lot of insecure people, especially after I read his book on seduction. Y'all should get that damn book. I ain't gonna hold you. He said insecure people, they think by thinking mostly about themselves and how other people are seeing them, that they're being self-aware and they're actually being insecure. And that's such facts. If you think about it, like if y'all really want to really deeply think for a second, the most insecure people are always constantly considering how they're being seen by other people as opposed to just living in their skin and being themselves, right? And in this case, this is what it seems like is happening. Even though she understands the circumstance of he's working 12-hour shifts, 7 days straight. Like most people, anybody would be tired when they got home. So I guess, yes, I'm not mad that she wants that level of reassurance, but to me, there's something wrong with that level of insecurity, right? So for me, I would say to her, sis, he started a new job. Like, and since he started a new job, allow him time and space to be, right? You guys are now going through a different circumstance. So different circumstance requires different routines. You know what I mean? Relationships are living organisms. They grow and they change over time. So just because things aren't the way they were does not mean they're somehow bad. They're just a little different. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure before he wasn't working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? So give him the time and space to acclimate, get used to that new schedule. I'm pretty sure his feelings for you, his attraction for you hasn't changed. It's just circumstance. You feel me? It's just that moment. I don't think it's nothing that deep. Now, I can see if he was constantly pulling away from you, you know, and nothing in his work situation or circumstance changed, that would be different. But in this very moment, it just seems like he's just tired from work. So, you know, and work on that too, sis. You know, like figure out and get to the root of why do you feel so insecure? What is the need for that level of validation, even though you know the circumstances have changed, right? What is it about you that you're focusing so deeply on him that you're not being able to see the truth of this scenario? That, you know, sometimes that I understand that, you know, we all got our level of insecurities, but even me, I used to be like that when I was younger, but I literally had to grow out of it. I had to look at it instead of just seeing only the negative, but I saw the positive. Like maybe he's just working and maybe he's just tired. You know what I mean? I will always find the positive to match the negative thought that I was feeling. You know what I mean? Like, you know, even when Daly was here, I remember he said he has those two ways of doing it. He thought about everything negative and then everything positive. You know what I mean? So just start to figure out, sis, why are you feeling that level of need of validation, knowing his circumstance? Figure out the why first, start there and go for it. And I feel like you'll kind of figure out, oh, it's me. I just needed some level. I needed this validation because of X, or because things haven't been the same. I feel like something is going wrong, which goes back to that talk in the earlier conversation of just because things are different does not mean it's bad. They just different. You feel me? So yeah. Oh yeah, so I know it's the week of Thanksgiving. If you're still here, do me a favor, y'all. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, family. You feel me? So sub to the channel. Follow us if you're listening on any of the audio platforms. Please leave a 5-star review and a comment. Actually, leave this in the comments for me, okay? Whether you're watching or listening. In the comments below, do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor. Drop 3 things, just 3. 3 things you're thankful for. Drop 3 things you are thankful for. You know, your mama, your kids, life, peace, joy, happiness, God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit. I don't care what 3 things you're happy for. Just drop 3 things in the comment about what you are actually thankful for. You feel me? I know it's the week of Thanksgiving. I just wanted to spread a little cheer, you know, even on this white man's holiday. But yeah, it's been relationship wise, y'all. Peace.